Brand Captivity today, starting with a bit of hilarious news from south of the border, and the gem kick us off.
So it's Pride Month, and our least favorite gay couple has officially broken up. The host of The Apprentice and his Canadian cast-off have decided to part ways in spectacular fashion. And thanks to the internet, because it wastes absolutely no time, we have a breakdown of what went down pretty much minute by minute.
A little pretext to the Twitter meltdown. Elon Musk got fired, essentially. Or, they're not trying to say he got fired, but he got fired from his made-up job at the White House where he was doging everybody that was actually doing a job, including people who were working on pediatric cancer research. Then Trump is coming out with something called the Big Beautiful Bill. And then Elon is like, oh, I hate the Big Beautiful Bill. And it's actually not beautiful. It's fat and ugly.
And it's a disgusting abomination.
Okay, let's start. As my scheduled time as special government employee comes to an end, I would like to thank President Trump for the opportunity to reduce wasteful spending. He did none of that. The Doge mission was only strengthened over this time as it became a way of life throughout the government and a way to end lives throughout your country. I mean, you're an immigrant, not something whatever. Trump response, I am having a press conference tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time with Elon Musk at the Oval Office. This will be his last day, but not really, because he will always be with us, helping all the way. Elon is terrific. See you tomorrow at the White House. Monday, June the 2nd. Trump defends his Big Beautiful Bill in a post on Truth Social, claiming many false statements are being made about this landmark economic policy. And then June 3rd, Musk gets at Trump. I'm sorry, I just can't stand it anymore. This massive pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it.
First of all, tell me why America is the one nation where all of their politics happens on Twitter.
These adults have the nerve to look at kids and say you're on your phone too much, and yet you're debating legislation on fucking Twitter. Make it make sense. I refuse to call it X. It's Twitter. Wednesday, June 4th. Call your senator. Call your congressman. Call your congressman. Bankrupting America is not okay. It is amazing that this guy is talking about how bankrupting America is not okay.
Didn't you literally take away basically all social services? You cut down funding for the FAA.
What about the doomsday warehouse full of seeds that he destroyed? This is him tweeting. It more than defeats all cost savings achieved by the Doge team at great personal cost and risk.
What cost savings? You fired basically half of the federal workers that were there.
Not really sure how that helped Americans at all. This fucking immigrant is robbing actual Americans in the name of fraud, waste, and abuse when he was an illegal immigrant in the States, first of all, had a job without any work visa, and now he's out here blowing up space rocket after space rocket, begging for more money. He is a fucking welfare queen who is telling kids that they should skip their school lunches and get their parents, like their poor parents, to just deal with it because Elon Musk needs more than the $8 million a day in tax breaks that he gets. And I know people have heard the figure, and it's not like every single day they're cutting him a check of $8 million. It's when you take up when you put together all the subsidies that this guy has scammed the American public out of, it works out to be about $8 million a day.
Oh, my heart goes out to the people. Okay.
I feel like he meant, my heart goes out. Even his dad thinks he's a fucking loser. Even Elon's dad is like, this kid is a fucking loser. How can you start off with such rich parents and turn into such a piece of shit? And this is coming from a guy who left Canada because he saw apartheid South Africa and said, let me get in on that. And then he retweets him again from another old ass tweet. No member of Congress should be eligible for re-election if our country's budget is not balanced. Deficits not allowed. Musk retweets that. I couldn't agree more. This is like hearing a couple fighting next door. It's like thin walls, and I hear the people fighting next door, but who can I call?
My question is, guys, you don't even take a break at like 1 a.m?
No.
And this is where the ketamine is being put to use,
yeah,
huh?
Yeah. They had the nerve to look at Canada and say, oh, 1% of all the drugs. 1% of all the drugs is in Elon's system.
Yeah.
Okay, deport that motherfucker. And then at 12:01 p.m., Trump confirms the deterioration of his relationship with Musk, saying he was very disappointed in the tech billionaire after he repeatedly blasted the president's sweeping domestic agenda bill. let's keep going to the main thing, to some of the more juicy stuff. Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House and Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Way to announce that you literally bought the American election. Him and Miriam Adelson, that fucking Zionist witch, we're just bragging about how much money they're going to pour into this election. And AIPAC and them were just bragging about how anybody who's has a little bit of resentment or doesn't like Israel with all their fucking heart is going to get primaried, which means that like there's a primary election and then the regular election. And they're like, we're going to fuck you up in the primary. Okay. Democracy? Nope. Don't even worry about it. You don't have to worry about America as long as you're loyal to Israel. And then I want to get to the main thing that kind of sent the internet crazy, because they went back and forth. He's pissed that he's not getting this money. And then he drops the bomb. The Epstein files were not released because Trump is in them. If Trump is on the Epstein list and you know that he is, it begs the question, what were you doing chilling with Trump? If Trump is a pedo, then you are a friend of a pedo. And friends have to have things in common. That's why they're friends.
What's happening here?
You know? I don't know.
Take a look.
I don't know. Plus, Elon's just such a bizarro. He's gotten like 100 women pregnant and all off of IVF. He doesn't like to touch them, which is even more reason that I think maybe he was in love with Trump. This is the messiest and most delicious internet drama I've seen in a long time. And I think we all needed this break. The breakup and a little bit of break from like horrible news coming out of the White House 24/7. Elon Musk leaving there is absolutely good news for America and for Canada, okay? Because hopefully now that he is not there, people can just start becoming a little bit honest about all the mistakes that he made and maybe rolling back some of the awful things that he did. Because in my view, America is becoming like some disease-infested bad neighbor, right? They're taking away all these things for medicine, all these things to study medicine. They have measles popping off over there. They have COVID popping off over there in a big way, in a big new wave that people don't want to acknowledge. They have all these diseases that have been eradicated from the face of the earth being brought back by anti-vaxxers and the anti-vaxxers that they've put into office. People saying like, put your trust in God when God's given you doctors who are telling you what the fuck to do. It is scary to live next to the United States. And while I'm happy that Canada has had a proper breakup with them and nothing is making me feel any type of way but vindicated in that breakup, in that split, I don't want this whole country to go to shit entirely, you know?
Yeah, we're so too close to them. And also, folks, we've seen this before in history.
Yes.
It's called fascism.
But then there's another thing, okay? I think that there is also the chance that this might be a strategic little play. There's always that chance, right? There's always that chance that they're just playing the public.
From the Republicans?
From the Republicans,
That's fair.
from the Trump
Yes,
administration, where they're playing the people to pretend that there's a breakup because some bad news is about to come out. And
as a distraction, as always.
And he wants to distance himself from Elon before that happens. We don't know. But whatever else comes out of here, we will absolutely be following it for a laugh and for the just absolute joy of seeing our enemies fight each other. Stay tuned for the next episode. Bred in Captivity, out.